Hey guys, welcome back to our Well Child video series, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the importance of movement and in particular the importance of movement for kids. So when we go way back to Grandma's Laws of Health, you guys all probably remember the phrase move it or what? Lose it. It couldn't be more true when it comes to the health of an individual. So when we look at the spine and the joints of the body in particular, God designed our body to be engaged in a wide variety of different movements. So whether that be picking fruit from trees, digging in the ground, running through the fields, our body is healthiest when it's in movement and a variety of different movements. So when we look at the joint in particular, let's just say your knee joint, it's surrounded by a capsule, and inside that capsule is fluid. And that fluid acts as a lubricant to keep that joint nice and healthy. So when your joint moves and when your knee moves, that helps to pump that fluid throughout the joint. And that actually keeps the joint well nourished, keeps the cartilage in good health, and then overall keeps that joint in good health in particular. So when we're talking about the spine, and I mean, I guess every joint, what we see in the recent research is actually that it only takes 3 weeks of a joint not moving properly. So not fully seized, but just not properly moving for the degenerative process to set in. And usually at that time we don't have any symptoms that can point us in that direction. So for kids especially, and what we've noticed over the past year and a half, and Dr. Matt and I in particular in the clinic, is with kids being online, their movement has decreased significantly compared to what they would usually do. And then we've actually seen the biggest drop in range of motion when we test the kids in the clinic here. So what we want to do is get those kids moving, keep them active, and that's going to help their bodies to be well. And not only that, it will help them to be fit as far as cardiovascular health as well. So I'm going to give you guys 3 tips here. So number 1, find an activity that you guys can do together as a family that's active and healthy. So for you guys, it might be bike riding, it might be walking, going for nice long hikes, even having nightly dance parties after dinner. So all of these things help to encourage movement in your kids' lives, and doing it as a family kind of keeps them a little bit more accountable. If everyone's doing it, then it's kind of easier to follow along with. Number 2 is model the behavior for your kids. So our kids look up to us for everything. And that includes your behaviors. So if you aren't active on a frequent basis, then your kids likely are not going to want to be active either. So number 2 is going to be instituting some activity on your part to help to model healthy behaviors for your children. And number 3 is getting your kids adjusted on a regular basis. So what we know is that the brain and the spinal cord receives 80% of its nutrition from movement. So there's the cerebral spinal fluid inside the spinal column and up into your brain, and then the movement of your body helps to pump that and helps to spread nutrition all throughout those areas. So when you have a joint in the spine that's misaligned, that means it's not moving so well. So when there's a lack of movement or a decrease in movement, not only does it impede the flow of that cerebral spinal fluid, it also leads to degeneration in that joint in particular. So that's why we want to see kids get adjusted from a young age before degeneration sets in, so that we can build health in them. And it's a lot easier to build health in a young one rather than to help heal poor health in an adult.